So much has happened this week beyond the gates. Time is of the essence right now. And even though we have an entire week off, we've got to talk about what happened last week because they have left us in some mess, baby. Let's get into it. Our girl Chelsea is gone. Okay. They have been trying to figure out where she is. You got Jacob, Kat, Bill. Everybody's working around the clock. Okay. Vernon, Anita, Vernon calling in FBI agents. Okay. The head of FBI. Okay. Before she even hit 24 hours, before she even hit 12 hours, he was like, you need to put this order in. Okay. We all know how that goes. Somebody has to be missing for at least 24 hours before they can even put it out. Nope. Nope, the Duprees said a baby Dupree is out there. Y'all need to go find her right now. And I completely agree because she is with some. Now, they may not know exactly where Chelsea is, but they definitely know who she's with. And I'm glad that we didn't beat around the bush when it came to this, okay? And we really have Madison to thank because when she went to the Dupree's house and everybody was assured that Chelsea has been kidnapped, she didn't play any games when it came to saying that it is Allison. And I'm glad that she stuck to her guns because it's very easy, like Allison wanted, for them to allude to the fact that, oh, Chelsea's famous. She has a lot of fans. She could have any crazed person that's been following her for a really long time just snap and snatch her, right? So we could have been looking at so many other people. But I'm glad that Madison doubled down and was like, no, you need to look into this woman specifically. And thankfully they did because they are really on their trail. But Allison is off her rocker, y'all. You see how she got Chelsea. When Chelsea first came into this house, she was handcuffed in one hand, okay? One of her hands was handcuffed to that bed. Now, 3 episodes in, she now has two handcuffs around both hands. We didn't see, we did not see Allison put that second handcuff on her, but we did see Chelsea tear up that table, okay? Because Allison got crazy and set up this whole dinner or whatever with all of Chelsea's favorites from uptown and everything. And you know, when you kidnap, you're not trying to eat nothing. The last thing you want to do is eat something from the person that has kidnapped you. It could be all types of stuff in there. You could be poisoning me, anything, right? Like, no, I'm not eating nothing. And Chelsea was just completely fed up. So she flipped the table. She was like, girl, get it off the floor. I'm not eating nothing. So I think in that moment, when she finally like got a little active with Allison, Allison was like, oh nah, I gotta shackle her up for real. Cause lest we forget, if Chelsea really buck up on her, she got her. She got her. Chelsea got her in height, width, thickness. Like, look at this. Look at this. Chelsea could take her down. But that second handcuff definitely makes a difference. Okay. You could get around with one, but that second one, yeah, I don't think she was able to really do that. One of the biggest frustrations right now amongst the audience, you know, the people in the streets, we talking, and a lot of people are frustrated at the fact that she has not been able to get to any utensil, right? We've seen her try to reach for the keys on the bookshelf. We've seen her try to reach for this knife, and everybody's like, girl, move the bed. Just move the bed. Like, y'all, do you see that metal in the background? That bed is bolted to the ground, okay? That's one of those old school metal type beds. Like, that ain't going nowhere. The material on that bed looks like the material that was used for like those old school heaters. Have you ever seen that movie Beaches? Oh, one of my favorite movies. But the character, like when they're in their little New York apartment and she like runs and she like hits the heater and she's like, send up the heat.
Forgot to send the heat up. Send the heat up!
The material that was used on that heater, that metal like steel, that looks like what was used for that bed. You're not moving that bed. I'm sorry, Chelsea girl. She gonna have to get some stretches in. I'm thinking if she like got one of the pillows and like gripped it with her toes. Like, I don't know if she got long toes like me, but I got long toes, so I could like grip stuff. So I would have gripped that pillow, right? When that phone was in the chair and she was reaching for the phone and she was freaking out, I would have gripped that pillow with my feet, and then I would have kicked the phone like up so it could hit the ground, and then she would have been able to reach it because it was just that much too far. And the same thing with the knife, like just pull the table towards you. Although I know she was going to do that, but Allison came in like too quick for this situation. So in this scene, it was completely justifiable as to why she couldn't get to that knife. And it probably wouldn't have did much anyways, because the way that Allison tried to cut that cake, that knife was dull as a box of rocks. Okay. That knife was dull. It wouldn't have done nothing. And unfortunately, that's the knife that we ended the episode with, of them tussling with each other. So I don't know. I don't know what that knife gonna do, but I need for Chelsea to pull it together. One thing that I really liked about this process of her being locked up and kidnapped was the dream montages, right? Like every time she would close her eyes, she would be met with another family member that would give her reassurance, right? Her speaking to her mom and her mom reminding her, like, girl, you're a model. I've built you to be a chameleon and be able to deal with people. Like, do that. Her having that moment with Bill in that montage where he told her, like, girl, remember I taught you bob, weave, left. They never look for that left hook. Like, make sure you get that in. You know, the dream secrets with Madison, when Madison is like, tell me where you are, tell me what you feel, tell me what you see, tell me what, like, just those moments of her loved ones keeping her sane and reminding her, like, girl, you're built for this, you're gonna be okay, we're gonna find you, hold on. I love that. Now, although she hasn't applied any of it. I mean, seriously, every time she has a dream sequence, she pops back into reality and it's like she completely disregards what she heard, right? Like when Danny was telling her, girl, like, you need to keep her loving you and keep her happy until we can find you. And then she snaps back into reality and she's like, I hate you, you're crazy, which is fair. Definitely fair. Okay. Like, you got me locked up, girl. I can't tell you that I love you in this type of state. That's insane. But also, Chelsea, girl, you got to play a little nicer. We're trying to get up out of here. Like, I feel like she's rushing the time. She's speeding the time up on Allison's anger just because she's not really playing along. Even though she thinks she is playing along, she's not. She's not. And I'm just like, oh, girl, please go get my girl. Please. Thankfully, everybody is on their job when it comes to looking for Chelsea, especially these two. Okay, we got our certified cop Jacob and we got our uncertified detective Cat. Okay, because even though she has no badge and no authority, that girl is going to find ways. Okay, and we'll talk about her ways in a minute. But I am glad that they came up on the real information. Okay, so we ended the episode with them finding out that Allison has been holding Chelsea in a cabin that she inherited from her grandmother, which is good, right? For a moment, they had us thinking that she had Chelsea in a storage unit that was makeshift. I still haven't fully let go of that, just because Kat gave Jacob the key to the storage unit that she found when they went to raid Allison's house. And that just kind of got thrown out. I believe Jacob was like, oh, we went there, but we didn't find anything or anything like that. But I think that storage unit is going to come back into play for sure. But they did find out that Allison inherited a house from her grandmother. And it shows from the knickknacks that are around the house that that could definitely be the place that she's holding Chelsea. So they're getting close. They're getting really close to finding her. In the next on Beyond the Gates scene where they give you previews for next week, we do see that Kat is FaceTiming the family to update them that her, Jacob, and Madison are headed to the cabin to see if Chelsea is there. And someone says, look out, some type of jump scare. And I think they're alluding to the fact that they're going to be in a car accident on the way to Chelsea. Oh my gosh. I really hope that's not the case. We're prolonging finding my girl. Like, go get her, please. But before we move on, I do want to make this point. Some people in the streets are saying that this is going to create something. Something is brewing in between them that is not platonic, that's not family like. They actually feel some type of sexual chemistry between them and they think that something is going to blossom. Stop it. Stop it right now. I know that this is a soap opera. I know that it's becoming a through line with the men beyond the gates, that they all got something brewing. Not this one. Okay. He loves Naomi. He cares about this family. And I do think that he looks at Kat like his little sister, and that's it. And she looks at him like her big brother. That's it. Her big cousin. That's it. Stop playing into that. Like, let's really evaluate the men in Kat's life right now. Who can she really talk to? Her dad, she's still kind of on the outs with her dad because she doesn't trust him when it comes to his dealings with Leslie and Eva. She can't really talk to Martin, although she loves him. That is literally her big brother. Even how people were like, oh, she came to him when she was having the sex problems with Tomas, like, even that's a red flag. I don't think so. I think that Jacob really is that big brother that Kat definitely depends on and trusts to tell her the honest truth about everything. And she needs that in all of these scenarios, in all of these situations. And I genuinely think that Jacob loves Naomi. Like, I don't even think he would even know. That's not even on his repertoire. Like, that's not even in his books. Like, he is Naomi down. Okay. So let's etch that. Okay. If the writers are watching right now, that is not a storyline that we want. Okay. Leave them as brother, sister, cousins. We're not doing nothing else. Okay, Allison, let's break it down. Her relationship with Chelsea. Okay. When she first met Chelsea, she was married to a man, right? And Chelsea became their unicorn. They were having fun as a threesome. And in that process, Chelsea fell for Allison and said that she wanted more. Allison pulled back and said, no, I want to be with my husband, broke it off with her. After that, Chelsea was heartbroken, but she found Madison. She fell in love with Madison. She moved on. Allison kept popping up now. She's popping up at every restaurant. Every time they're out, she's around. She pops up at Orphe Jeans with a cut on her head. Chelsea brings her to the hospital. She tells the hospital that she fell, but then she admits to Kat later. I'm sorry. She admits to Chelsea later that her husband abused her, which is why she got that cut. Here's the real tea, okay? This week, Jacob and Kat were able to track down Allison's husband. Come to find out, they not even married. They're not even together. She found him on the escort service that Joey Armstrong owns. Yes, we know that he owns that escort service because that's where Vanessa found her little boo things when she was messing around on Doug, right? Okay. So this escort service that Joey owns is where she found her husband, right? We find out that that was all a scheme because in her mind, she thought that Chelsea was fully heterosexual. So she knew that she couldn't get to Chelsea without having a man in play. She thought this out so well, y'all. She is a full fanatic when it comes to Chelsea. She had a plan from day one to get with Chelsea. And the way that her mind works, every Instagram post, every video, every TikTok, every story, every poem, every caption that she writes, that Chelsea writes, is towards Allison in her brain, right? She's completely off her rocker. Completely off her rocker. And now we find out that she's had this plan to pin this on another fanatic of Chelsea's the entire time. And honestly, y'all, I think that she's going to do a death do us part. That's why she's pushing for this consummation of the marriage, right? If Chelsea will not sleep with her to solidify this marriage, she's going to kill her so that they can be together in death. Oh yeah, she's cuckoo. I'm going to just leave this here. Y'all are so funny. Y'all are so funny, but this is the realest. This is exactly what I was thinking when Allison told Chelsea, "Oh, we gotta. I'll feed the cake to you. You feed the cake to me." This is exactly what I was thinking. I was like, if I was Chelsea, I would have been like anime. I would have took that whole piece of cake and smashed it in her face. Oh, Get out my face. Talking about eat the cake, anime. You gonna eat the cake, Allison. And then you gonna eat this fist. Period. I really love this moment. I really love this moment because this is really how I feel for Bill right now. Yes, he could be a hard head. He could be an a-hole. He could be selfish and cold. But the man is in real pain right now. His baby girl is missing, and he has come up on some real information this week. I love that in this turnaround moment, Anita was like, come on, baby. It's okay. I got you. Come on. Come on. I got you. Thank God for the grands. You gotta love the grands. They are so needed. Like, and Anita, this wardrobe department is eating, okay? Because Anita has been flawless. But this jacket right here, let me give y'all a better POV. That's Miss Anita Williams Dupree, baby. Okay? Do you see this? Do you see the flawlessness that is her? From the rings to the necklace to the earrings to that blazer to her hair to that beat face to that lip. Y'all can't mess with Miss Anita Williams Dupree, baby. Okay? She is flawless. Flawless. Bill has definitely gone through a lot this last week. Finding out that Chelsea is gay and being the last one to know amongst the entire family had to hurt. I do hope that he gives her a little bit of grace, seeing as when she came out to the family, he was already in his mess, right? He was deep into that mess with Haley trying to solidify her beyond the gates. So you weren't very forthcoming when it came to having that type of conversation, Dad, at that moment. And then you had a stroke, right? So of course she didn't want to stress you out even more then. So when was the time for her to have that real conversation with you? I do hope that he gives Chelsea grace when he is able to have that conversation with her, just for him to be open and understand, like, it took a lot for me to even muster up the fact that I wanted to talk to you about this. And hopefully he did get reassurance from Madison when she told him that Chelsea was planning on telling him that night that they were together, that they were in love, and that she was gay. But obviously that didn't happen because they snatched Chelsea up. So hopefully he does give himself grace. I do know that he's beating himself up a lot when it comes to his relationship with Chelsea and Naomi, which is a good thing because, yes, it seems that he missed a lot and he does want to build a stronger relationship with his girls, as he should. But I do hope that he's giving himself and Chelsea grace in these moments. Bill definitely had some other realizations this past week as well. Let me give you a better view. That's right, Bill. Soak it all in. Ooh, this was cinematic gold, okay? This moment right here was beautiful, okay? This is the moment of vindication that just tastes so sweet. The moment that Bill's bubble is popped, right? Because why in the world would you think that you can leave this beautiful woman that you've been married to for decades, right? I mean, long enough to have grown children. You've been with her, you took her away from her modeling career, right? She definitely chose to be your wife over being a supermodel. You thought that you were going to leave her and she was going to what? Crumble and disintegrate in front of everyone's eyes? No, bro. You put her back on the market. And very much so, because now she is being consoled by her own little young tenderoni. You're not the only one that can get a younger one, Bill. Okay? And little Miss Haley over here, I ain't got no sympathy for you with this little look. All right? Because you shouldn't even be here. No one even asked you to be at the house. As a matter of fact, your husband told you not to come. So you coming up in the Dupree's house acting all buck? Oh, I'm here for my husband. And I am Chelsea's stepmom. Oh, she almost got her butt whooped when she said that in front of Naomi. Naomi almost gave it to her then, okay? And I don't blame her because keep my sister's name out of your mouth, okay? You are not here for Chelsea. You're here to be seen. And you're here to remind everybody that you are Bill's little thing. And he is the last one that want to see you too. He don't want to see you in this situation either. He cares about his daughter's well-being, and he knows that you're only here for mess. So yeah, soak it in. Look at the fact that your husband still cares about his ex-wife. He still cares about who's in that bed with Danny. He still has feelings for sure. And you're dumb to think that all of that would be gone just because you giving him this little young. She was not the only delusional one. Because, Dana, there's no way that you could have thought you were going to get away with this. Why are you even at the Dupree's house bringing some cactus? Talking about you feel bad for Chelsea. Girl, you over there to start mess too. And I know that there's freedom of speech and people can say what they want. But when you're in somebody's house, your level of disrespect is just, it needs to be kept at a minimum, boo boo, and you crossed the line. They told you to get out multiple times, right? So, of course, Billy Goat had to come and sweep you up and throw you out that door. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad, okay? Bill said I'm the fixer and the muscle. Period. And I'm gonna prove to my in-laws, because even though he's not married to Danny no more, he still wants to be the son of the Grands. Don't get it twisted, okay? He still wants that love and affection and that family connection. He does. So, yeah, he fixed that moment. Get your butt on out of here. I can't believe that she went in there yapping like that. Oh, she is just off her rocker for real. Like, they really gotta keep her from moving in across the street, like for real, because her getting beyond the gates, she don't need to be beyond the gates at all. They need to figure out how to blacklist her from all real estate behind the gates, because she's already shown that she has no restraint. Any little reason to go over there and mess with them, and she will take it and run with it. 20-mile dash with it. I mean, it's just too much. It's too much. And she needs to sit down. Now, Ted has lost his ever loving mind. Well, honestly, I hope not. I hope he's actually being smart in these moments. But what's happening right now is Nicole has definitely filed for divorce and she's not backing down. Okay, she's not backing down on it. She done told Martin, she told Kat. I felt for her when she told Martin, because she was like, I'm sorry, like I have to tell you this, like, but obviously I have to be the bad parent because your dad won't tell you. And that's the realest thing ever. Like, Ted is so soft. It's so annoying. Like, even with him sulking through this whole process is just insane. And then for him to get that text from Bill and Bill be like, bad timing, dog. She just got the paperwork for the divorce. Like, we over here trying to find Chelsea and you sending paperwork now, bro. You messing up. And that's some real mess. That's real. Like, he really is messing up, sir. And what adds on to it is him asking Leslie to move into his house. Come on, Ted. Come on, Ted. But let's be real, okay? My theory is that he's setting Dana up, okay? Walk with me. Walk with me. We all know that nobody wants Dana to live beyond the gates. We all know that that's going to be some craziness, right? So in his fashion of, oh, let me fix things, I think that he proposed to Leslie to take his house with false pretenses, right? He said, okay, drop your offer for the house across the street from the Duprees. Drop that offer. Take my house. One, I do not believe that that house is only in his name. There's no way. There's no way that brilliant Nicole would be married to this man, move into a house that's in the same neighborhood with her family, with her birthright, just for the house to only be in his name. They raised their children there and she's still living there. And if that was the case, why would she be so comfortable to tell Vanessa that she wanted to put the house up on the market when they first broke up? It's not adding up. It's not adding up. She would have definitely came to him then and been like, yo, I'm selling the house. I need for you to sign over your other side. Like Bill had to do with Danny when he wanted to sell that summer house that they have, that beach house. Like, bro, there's no way that you went into real estate on y'all forever home and her name is nowhere on it. That makes no sense. the streets have been saying maybe he has another house, right? Like maybe he had a house before the house that he raised his kids in with Nicole, and that's the one that he's offering to Leslie. That still makes no sense because if he would have still had that house, he would have been living in that house and not in the hotel, right? Especially when he found out that Eva was his and Eva didn't have a place to stay either. I definitely think he would have dove into that house with Eva before all of this. So I don't think that there's another house. I do think that he was talking about the main house that him and Nicole have together. But I do believe that he did that just to get Dana off of the radar of buying another house beyond the gates so that they can buy them more time and he can figure out how to keep her from behind the gates and as far away from Nicole. But of course, he didn't think far enough to think that she wouldn't go and confront Nicole immediately. Of course, she's always wanted a leg up on Nicole. So the moment when she thinks, oh, I have the house from up under Nicole, she was going to go and rub it in her face, which is exactly what she did. And we need to have a conversation on the security behind the gates. Because why is Dana able to go wherever she wants? Like, is she using a different identity to get behind the gates? Like, they should have her face plastered amongst every security officer. Every security guard should know not to let her in. Like, I don't understand how she's able to have free range to get in the Dupree's house, in Nicole's house. Like, this is crazy. But Ted, I'm really giving you the benefit of the doubt in hoping that you're trying to be a little mastermind and you're trying to help us by keeping Dana Leslie from beyond the gates. But trying to give her your house and then even throwing in the fact that, oh, I might move in after the divorce is final. Sir, you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire and you're going to get burned. And you're still worried about the wrong thing, okay? Talk to Nicole. Talk to Nicole. Stop trying to go around the bush and have everybody open the door. Stop trying to have people talk to her for you, bro. And I know you tried. Oh, he tried and she won't listen. Try again. Try again. How many times did you try with Leslie? I ain't got time for that. Be a man, okay? But I do hope that this plan helps because having her across the street from the Duprees will just be horrible for everybody. Now, the person that's really getting the short end of the stick in all of this Chelsea mess is Martin, okay? Kat running up to Joey and demanding that he give her the information for Allison's background based off of her profile on the dating and escort service that Joey owns was completely brattish of Kat and very small-minded. Okay, it was very much, oh, I have money and I'm part of the family, so give me what I'm asking for. And her serving up Martin on a platter was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen her do. Okay, how could you not put two and two together? Even if you don't know the background that Joey has with Martin in the mess that he went through with Vernon, and the mess of that guy that we just got out of, that blackmail mess that we just got out of. How could you think that Martin talking to Joey would be good at all? Martin is a politician. Obviously, if any business person says, oh, I want to talk to your brother, they want something, some type of upper hand when it comes to their business or politics or whatever is coming. So for Kat to just be like, oh, well, just go talk to him. Like, it's fine. He's going to give you what we need and then we can find Chelsea and it's all good. Girl, it's never all good. It's never all good. She got that naivety from her dad, for sure. Okay, Nicole's been walking around in her little perfect bubble too. So Kat definitely lives in Delulu land, thinking that, this was going to be a good situation. And I know that Jacob's dad is supposed to come and talk to Joey about all of this. So I don't know what that conversation is going to look like. But I do know that the favor that Joey is going to call in for Martin is going to be bad. It's gonna be bad. And I pray that Martin holds his backbone whenever this comes up, to where he strong arms him like, oh no, bro, like I don't owe you nothing. Now, yes, that may be dangerous because Joey loves playing with people's lives. We know this by now. But I am glad that they were able to get the information from Joey, because they got to find my girl. Like, they got to find Chelsea. She has really been kidnapped way too long. But I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't know what the favor is going to be that he calls Martin on, but it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. And I'm going to blame Kat. I'm going to blame Kat, because you should have minded your business. Well, no, we got to find Chelsea, but there was a better way. I love that Beyond the Gates is coming beyond the screen, and they've actually created the real Chelsea Cat purse brand. Okay, so it is going to be available for you to buy very soon. It is on the website. I love that they've paired with a black owned business, a black owned fashion business that created this purse line. So it's very conducive, right? It's great for the brand, it's great for the culture. I definitely love it. The bags are too cute. They come in like 4 different versions of this denim, right? So I definitely think this is too cute. I love that they are bringing it into the real world, that this business is being solidified. They're even using a lot of the designs from their clothing team, from their design team that deal with the clothing and style on set. So this is really full circle for the show, and I really love the fact that they have actually created the brand Chelsea Cat, and I might just dabble in one of those bags. We'll see. But they cute though. This was definitely a tedious week of us fighting through the storyline of Chelsea being kidnapped. They definitely honed all the way in on that storyline. And now we're left with the questions, with the what ifs, with the where are's, because they're not airing this week. With the holiday week, instead of just taking off Monday, they've taken off the whole week. They're only playing reruns, and that breaks my heart. Honestly, I understand taking off the holiday, for the day, but the whole week, like, you just gonna leave my girl chained up the whole week? Like, come on. We need more. We need more. But this is the time, y'all. This is the time to really dive in. Go binge the show. Watch older episodes on Paramount Plus. Keep those numbers up, okay? Even though they're showing reruns, and if you even don't want to watch it, I don't know, still let it play, right? Let it play. Let that airing add up, because we need these numbers, y'all. We don't want to see Beyond the Gates get prematurely cut just because y'all got bored. Because the storyline has to develop. And once again, this is a soap opera. We're going day by day. So these things are not going to be solved in one episode. And as we see, not even in a week's worth of episodes, okay? So I do believe that next week is going to be fiery. It's going to be great, but we got to keep it pushing, okay? Please bring back the Haley storyline, because we got to figure out this fake pregnancy, like, for real. I'm ready to talk about it, but not a second before we find our girl Chelsea, okay? Let me know in the comments how you feel about Bill and all of his realizations this week. How do you feel about Dana moving around Beyond the Gates how she has? How do you feel about Eva? Like, is she moving weird now? Like, hit me in the comments. Let's keep kikiing this week so that we can be ready for next week. Beyond the Gates.